It's time to just do it. It's time to stop waiting around for this feeling of readiness, of waiting. And it's time to realize that waiting is just a feeling. And if you're from my culture, waiting is kind of one of those burdens. Stop waiting till you feel ready. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting, sitting on your ideas, and realize that there is no perfect time. The perfect time was probably yesterday. So let's get into it about what it's like to have an idea, to want to do something so bad, and constantly putting it on the back burner, putting it in the back of what it is that you need and that you know in your heart that you want to do, and why that feeling of needing to be ready for it is just a decision that you have to make. I see this a lot, especially as someone who is an entrepreneur, as someone who works with entrepreneurs and is around people who are thinking of starting their own endeavor. Let me tell you, it is not one of those things where you can just brush off of just, having this desire, deep desire of wanting to start something, even if you don't have the clarity of what it is that you know that it'll be. You just have this desire, maybe an inkling of wanting to start something, and then you get all of this stuff together, and then you just wind up not doing it because we're waiting for the perfect moment. And if this sounds like you, it sounds a lot like me too. It sounds like me because I used to be that person who would constantly just wait on things, the right time, the right moment, the right people, places, whatever, just to really have analysis paralysis. So many people who are super motivated, highly motivated and driven always are going to deal with this at some point in time in their life. And let me tell you that during these moments of having a desire to do something, the only thing standing in your way is that feeling of being ready. And let me tell you that that feeling of being ready is not what we think it is. Because the truth is, even after you start, that's where the real nitty gritty begins. And I know that this video is going to be like, what do you mean after you start? It's going to be where real stuff begins. I think, and a lot of other people who have built something before will tell you that starting is actually the most easiest part of a journey. For me, I'm going to take my content creation journey for example. I started creating content seriously in the latter part of 2023, December, literally last minute, and I've stopped and started my content creation journey so many times. But let me tell you that during when I decided to start, that was super challenging of going against what you have been telling yourself for so long. That's the main thing of like psyching yourself up for something so much, and then when you wind up doing it, it's just kind of like this, like, was that it, type of feeling. And that happens, and I don't know what the name and term of that phenomenon is, but it is very real to have this desire to do something, or if you're putting something off and then when you do it, it just feels like it's just like you've reached it. It's almost like climbing Everest. Then after that, like, what else can you do? You've already reached the peak, or whatever it is that you finally needed to do. But I will tell you guys, in those moments of achieving something that you didn't notice you could have achieved, or starting something that you didn't or have been putting off, you should definitely celebrate. And especially if it's something that's super good, something that you've been looking forward to, definitely learn to celebrate those moments of starting something new. And I say learning to celebrate those moments of starting something new, even if it's just small, of just celebrating the small things, definitely do make a difference in terms of the overall outlook of how you're perceiving things as being. And just know that when you do start something for the first time, that continuing it and having to see something that you've wanted to do for so long evolve over time. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners who started something, whether it be a product or a service, whatever, everything in between. They started off, maybe they were doing something completely different at first, and then it morphed into this and then that, and they created something that had now today more clarity, more specifications, the more specs to it than they ever thought possible, just because of the fact that they refine their vision over time. So that's one of the things about building that is super underrated, that you have to have everything figured out, laid out perfectly. Now, I'm not going to tell you that there's no such thing as needing to have protocols with certain things and having to do things on a step by step basis. Even when you think of like getting a license, you don't just go in for the test, you practice. So, with that being said, what does practice look like for starting a business? What does practice look like for starting your content creation journey before that success? It looks like a lot of trial and error. And the error, believe it or not, is the easy part, because the error more than likely won't really hurt. And I know that I hope that this video is reaching and that you guys are keeping up so far. But the truth is that most of the shots that you decide not to take will wind up making or breaking. Let me repeat this. Most of the time, the shots that you want to take and you don't do it could have been slam dunks, and you would have never known. You would have never known because you didn't take the first step. And I don't want to make this video to give people a sense of FOMO, but we as humans and we as women, as long as you have good intentions, you're so powerful. You're so super powerful, to the point where as though you're able to quite literally think about something, and then the next minute the thought of you doing something has been actualized into reality. That's really what alchemy is. We're not going to go too much into spirituality on this channel, but the channel might as well just become a spirituality channel, because we talk so much about different things like business, physics, mindset, all of these things. And I genuinely believe that these things are super connected, and I live my life with that expectation to see physics, and specifically quantum physics, played out in my reality, whether it be the distance between me and my camera or from here to wherever. But with that being said, we're all matter, and being able to quite literally, what they call it, manifestation, being able to manifest whatever it is that you want, or to have a really great event, or whatever it is that you decide for yourself and what you are trying to draw to you, it all needs cause and effect. And the point I'm really trying to make is shoot or shoot, and that understanding that the people who decide to make more throws and to aim closer to where they want to be have a chance of getting the ball in the court. And that's a basketball reference. I don't play basketball, but please heed what I'm saying when it comes to understanding that when you want something, when you want it, and when you're desiring it, and that you're having this opportunity to have this ball, yeah, life may swat it out the way, but as long as you have that ability to throw another one in, to, maybe that one makes it and maybe it doesn't, and understanding that, hey, maybe the ball will change over time, and maybe it'll become a entirely different game than what you figured it out and what you started with. So with all of those metaphors, I hope that at least somebody understands a little bit of what I'm saying about making baskets in life, and understanding that yes, it is scary to make that first shot, but understanding that the shots that you decide to make afterwards are going to lead you to probably what you want if you make enough free throws. So hopefully the basketball metaphor wasn't and so the truth is, we can wait for that perfect basket shot, that perfect free throw, and all of the most amazing, you can show that the point guard's at where he's supposed to be, and all that other stuff, all these basketball references. We can make sure that everybody else is trying to get them where they need to be at, and they're all in place. But the truth is, you can only focus on the ball that you have, and that ball being whatever it is that you desire to go forward with, and really make the basket with. But if we decide to instead not to utilize the basket at all, what do we end up with? No free throws being made at all. And let me guys tell you, there's no better time than yesterday or today. Yesterday was the best time to do it. Today is even better time to try. And it is okay to miss the free throw at some point in time. I need to make also, if you guys want to see a video about how failure plays a big part in, how big of a part that failure plays in starting something or doing something and even things flopping. And if you guys have taken anything from the video so far, and I've been making all these euphemisms, but I hope you guys really get something from all of these metaphors that I've got going on today. And really taking in that there's no better time and that readiness is not a real thing unless you're taking a test probably. But the truth is that people who make those shots are going to make them. And that readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. And deciding to make the first free throw, deciding to try to make that basket, it's a choice. And the faster that you decide to make that choice, the more momentum that you build. And that goes back into, I guess, a little bit more into physics and calculus, all this stuff. But it does play a part of being able to have that momentum. And the truth is, a lot of things like momentum. Social media likes momentum. Money likes momentum. So many things like, movement. And the best way that you can go ahead and have those movement that you probably desire is by making those free throws and making that decision. And I know that it's easier said than done, and that's why I made a video about why overthinking is literally ganking all of your dreams. And I hope that you guys at least check out that video. That's probably one of the most favorite videos that I've actually made on this channel so far, so make sure you guys are checking out the rest of the channel, and I guess I will catch y'all in the next one. Stay beautiful, stay shiny, stay gorgeous. Peace. Bye guys.